Hi there! This is my Stylogy, and this video is for anyone who is in love with notebooks, who loves filling them and planning and journaling. And that is what this video is about. I'm gonna set up my pages for the summer in a B6. It's quite a bit smaller than my A5 bullet journal, which I'm showing here, and that was featured in my previous video. But I'm really enjoying the size. So here's what I'm drinking: coffee, and I'm using my strawberry straw. I follow this designer who made these cute icons on Instagram, so I wanted to show it off and have my iced coffee close by, because setting up a Stylogy in the way I had imagined took quite a bit of time. So this is my part 2. And I even have a bonus part with how to do the washi end paper, if you want to see that. But anyway, this is what we did in our previous video. Starting pages using lots of fun stickers and sticking it all in. And since then I've designed more headers for the future log, which I didn't have a header for, and the 2024, which I didn't print, which maybe should have been on the start page, but never mind, I can use it somewhere else. So this is what I've planned so far. I've marked out some even more pages for some challenges that I wanted to do in June. So I'm posting this late, and never mind that, and never mind that I never got started with any of the challenges. I'm sure I can fill out those 2 pages with something else, or just notes on why the iCAD challenge and the 1000 words summer didn't happen. So I'm not really worried about that. I just wanted to show you the continuation of the setup, because I had so much fun filling these pages. We're gonna do a tracker a little bit later on, but let's start with adding in the header for my future log, which is this spread here. And I printed this. Yeah, if you want to know all the details of the printables that I made, you can watch the first video. It's quite long, so maybe you get yourself an iced coffee and watch it, and I would be so honored if you took the time to do that. It was so fun, both filming, doing the setup, and now sharing it online. So, and I have been enjoying so many people sharing their setups and how they decorate and plan, and it's really helpful when you're a newbie to see how others do their like how they decide on in which orders things should go and what to add in first, and even notebook sizes. So I watched a lot of videos before I decided on the B6, and even when I got it I wasn't sure it was a good size, and it feels like it would be easier to find like a cover for if I had an A5, but I've been really enjoying the smallness of these pages compared to the A5. I even considered getting a smaller size like the A6, but I think I'm glad I didn't, because then I would feel like I would journal on 10 pages when I do a lot of journaling, and it feels less intuitive and cohesive, I think, when you just spread out everything. I like to finish a spread when I do journaling, so 2 pages has been perfect most of my days of writing. So how I'm doing this is I'm setting up a lot of like the trackers and pages and even a page here for doing brain dumps, like a list of things that I have in my brain. And when all of these pages are set up, I'm gonna call it a journal and just keep on adding the date at the top like I've done in a diary, and I've done this my entire life. So all the difference right now is that I'm combining the bullet journal idea with lists and a little bit of a planner in the front, and then I'm doing the diary thing at the rest of the pages. And this notebook has 365 pages, so I will be in it for quite a while, I'm sure. But I've also decided to use washi tape and stickers and printables that I save from the internet, and just use my favorite things. So I think that will help to maybe fill the journal a little bit quicker than just plain writing. So that is the idea of my Stella GB6. And I'm really happy that you felt like you wanted to watch this today. So thanks for being here, and maybe even subscribing if you're interested in all things notebooks. I usually talk about art journaling, junk journaling, mixed media stuff, but I do all kinds of things, and I love sharing like my thrifted book hauls. Oh, here's a close-up on this tape. This is one of my favorites. It was in my first ever tape trade, or if it was Happy Mail. I don't remember now, but I just love using it. This is also a sticker book from Happy Mail, which I'm still using many years later. I'm just being careful where I use these cute stickers because I don't ever want them to run out. But if you see something like this and you want to send me something in Happy Mail, this is the kind of thing I would like squeal over. I think all of the Hello Kitty stickers in this book are so cute. But that's also why I think it's a really good idea to use them on these kind of list pages, which I will be referring to several times. So I'll see them a lot more than if I add them in on a page where I will just journal a regular Wednesday, and I might not even read that again in this year. So I might not see the stickers I used there. But I know I want to use my washi tape on those kind of pages as well, because I have so much, and as we're finding out, washi tape does age. It becomes brittle and it needs to be used fresh as quickly as we can, and not hoarded in boxes and stored away, because then it will in a couple of years be unusable. So I'm continuing using my headers that I designed myself on the app Pic Collage. I just added a background and some icons and wrote out what I wanted my headers to say. So this is for tracking DIY postcards received in June. And if you haven't heard about the postcard swap, that's really strange, or maybe you're new to me, and you can definitely read all about it and get all the information on my blog, because I will start it up in the fall again. And if you want to try to make your own handmade postcards and get lots of Happy Mail, it's definitely for you. So just putting that out there in case you're new to what I do. And the other page, I wanted a Happy Mail tracker, just in case someone sends me something or I receive unexpected gifts. I wanted a place to note that down in my planner. And then I'm looking at my cute bee stickers. I feel like Busy Bee, Sending out happy mail was the vibe, but then I changed my mind because I think I will definitely be filling up the entire postcard page with all of the postcards I receive, just writing down who sent them and tracking that. So I'm adding in some super cute, maybe super cute is my favorite word. Anyway, super cute panda and hearts tape to my postcard page, and look at that. This is the last bit. I must have had this tape for over 10 years. And I mean, I haven't used it a lot because it wasn't a big tape roll from the beginning, but I really liked it. So I'm gonna miss it. Isn't that strange how we kind of strive to finish some things, and then when they do finish, we're like, what am I going to do now when I don't have red-hearted panda tape? That's the human brain wanting to work things through and grieving when things are over. At least that's me. I don't know about you, but I can feel kind of sentimental about these things, especially when a tape has been in your kind of stash and you've seen it so many times and used it in all kinds of notebooks all through the years. But I wanted to add a bit more decoration, so I'm adding a woohoo banner to my Happy Mail, because that's definitely something I say when a package arrives. And should we add anything more? Maybe some of these stickers. These are sticker sheets bought online. They are on transparent plastic and some of them are so cute, like the frog ones there. And they're very summery and picnicky. So I decided to use a couple on these two pages. I used the butterfly catcher on the right because it reminds me of playing Animal Crossing, and then the beach blanket girl to the left because it's summer and that is the feeling I want to strive for. And then these cute ones were like postcards taped up to the wall, so I thought they were cute on the postcard page. Yeah, there's a close-up. I also wanted to use some of this pet tape, so I used them as stickers. I kind of cut out a bit and use them individually, like little tiny stickers or icons that you can use in your planner or like calendar pages. And you get quite a few different ones in a box like this. And I have a green box and I have a pink box. So I just realized I haven't used all of the green ones. I have even one that hasn't even been opened yet. So let's take a look at all of these cute nails before we move on. These are quite difficult to store and to get off the tape, like I talked about in my previous video, but they're super cute. So if you can stand the difficulty to both store them and remove them from the backing, you will enjoy some pet tape maybe. So let's chop a bit off and just start using this a bit more. I think I've used the pink one even more. But I mean, look at how cute this is. She's like out foraging for Happy Meal. So adding that bit there and a little piece down at the bottom. And shall we just pack it in? I like that they are in the box so you can keep them together. But then I just forget that I have them because I can't really keep the box out. So I store it away and forget about it. So in an effort to use it, I took it out today. And look at how cute it is on the page. Love how it turned out, and I'm really happy with my Happy Meal page tracker thing. So next up in the book we have some shopping pages, like the Studio Johanna Biz. I call it supposed to be ideas for the shop, or digital things that I could produce and make. That was my idea. And then we have a page for ordered online in case I shop something and I want to note it down. And then I'm using this pearlescent tape. Looks like mother of pearl shimmer, and it's so beautiful. I mean, maybe it doesn't look as good on the camera, but in real life, when you kind of shift it around, it really sparkles, and I love that. And it's a bit transparent even though it's a plastic tape. So I'm adding that in, rounding off all the corners all the time, adding in some stickers and maybe some Hello Kitty. Changed my mind about some of those because I found this Hello Kitty mailbox and it just needed to be on the Happy Meal page. So I was able to remove the other bit to add that in, and then we're back to these pages, and I'm thinking, should I add in something from that? No, maybe a sitting Hello Kitty and a Hello Kitty head on these two pages, just because I'm feeling like my theme is Hello Kitty this time around. And that might be because I have a few Hello Kitty stickers books and sheets, but also I'm a fan of Hello Kitty and I've been since I was a kid, and I really enjoy the aesthetic. So whatever floats your boat, I guess, you should be adding in and decorating your pages with. And I'm on a sticker kick, I think. I'm just wanting all the stickers right now. So that's why I feel like I want to use the ones I have. So there she is. And there you can see how much it shifts and shimmers. The next two pages were the summer challenges. I've already added in the headers off camera just to not prolong this video because it just looks the same when I'm adding in the headers. And then I'm decorating it with a super cute tiger deco tape. He's doing a little bit of a dance. And yeah, so the 1000 words of summer was a writing challenge of 2 weeks, I think, in June, and I didn't get to write very much. I think I wrote 1 or 2 days, and when I wrote like double the amount, but then I didn't get to writing the next day, so I don't think I did very well, but I definitely have it as a goal of mine to write more. I also really wanted to do index card a day because it's been a while since I did that Tammy's challenge of doing art on an index card. So I added that in as a page and then didn't even bring out my index card in June, which I know now since I'm doing this voiceover a lot later. But yeah, it's okay. Sometimes things happen and we cannot always plan for we plan for our successes, but we just have to accept that sometimes life happens, and I did a lot of other things and started new stuff that wasn't other people's challenges or creative ideas but my own, so that's okay. So after the index card day, it's time to finally make something similar to a calendar. I'm making a calendar for June, and I'm just going to be drawing it out because I really wanted to write on the actual paper. I mentioned this in my previous video. You can definitely find printables of all the things, but I mean, I bought this quite expensive Stalogy notebook because I wanted to try out the paper. So I don't want to glue another paper on top of it or even tip it in. I want to use the actual notebook paper. So that's why I'm really taking the time to draw out all these squares. I really am not sure I would want to keep doing this indefinitely because it really takes time and you have to be planned to do these in advance before the months actually start. So I might add a calendar that is in B6 size and have it tucked together with my journal pages later on, or find some other solution. I'm not sure, but for this first grid I really had fun doing the counting and calculating. Not my speciality, but it kind of worked out and I think it looks okay. You just decide where you want your squares to start. You make 7 little boxes in a row and try to fit in 5 boxes from the top to bottom so that you get all of your days in. And then you are allowed to decorate to your heart's content. So I'm adding in a June header because this was in June, and this is the size of my squares, 6 times 5. So I should have maybe done Saturday and Sunday 1 box bigger. I discovered that later on because I had a few left over, like a margin on that page. But yeah, next month I will do that for sure. So can we add in some washi tape on this page already? Yes, we can. These are the skinny washi tapes, which I also forget to use, but I think they're like made to be decorating in planners and calendars, like little borders and lines where you don't have a lot of space, but you still want a little bit of color. So this is a green yellow one that doesn't go with the top header or the paper I added on the top on the right, but never mind that. I like pink, I like green, and I'm just using what I have. I don't have any super cute holographic tape with cute bows, which I've seen so many people use. They're super cute, and seems like all the Etsy designers are doing something with bows. But I haven't got any bow tape. Can you imagine? My life is so sad. And I don't even have any specific days or months or number sheets or stickers. So I was just gonna write by hand my days of the week in this planner. But then I remembered I bought this paper pack. So stickers to the rescue with gold foiling, no, nonetheless. So they're really not at all made for this tiny little space, but I made it work. And since we're starting on the second row, I thought I'd add in some tape as a decoration behind them on these two squares, because they're going to be empty, and June started on a Saturday, so it really became too busy and doesn't look very planned out at all. And then I was trying to remove a bit, but it's stuck. Anyway, you do what you have to do and add in. Yeah, then I had to do it again. But I'm glad I found the sheet of days before I wrote them in, so that I could use these, because I have no idea why I would keep them or use them otherwise. So that all worked out really well. So yeah, you see me struggling here where to place this, because it's just going to cover something up and it doesn't look very good. But we're just moving on. And yeah, I did not have a sheet of cute little numbers, which there are 1,000 different kinds if you go search Etsy. But you can also use a pen and write in the numbers yourself. That works just as well. It's even quicker, I think. And that's what I did. I'm sorry, I'm being a bit ironic towards the planner community here, because sometimes it feels like they do not want to use a pen and write things down. They just want to stick stickers down. And I love pens and papers and pencils, and my handwriting that is messy and it kind of leans all different kinds of ways. But still, it gives me great comfort to just use my hands to craft and glue things down, do collages, and even write stuff with my own hand. And I just love the act of writing stuff. So, I mean, that is why I have a paper notebook. Otherwise, I would just do everything on the computer. But it's fun to also decorate with stickers. I agree with that. So I'm bringing out my pink box, and I'm just going to be looking at cute little things and see if any of these will be on theme for any of the days, but I don't think so. I'm just going to be adding them to the sides later on, because I'm not going to be doing much of what is depicted here, I think. Like the picnic thing that I've mentioned. But yeah, they're really cute. So should we add any of the stickers from the pink pack? Some of them are strawberry themed. I think that's why I splurged on this pack of stickers, because oh my god, stickers that are strawberry themed. Yeah, that's my favorite. And I thought this could fit like a little border on top. And then I'm just not going to be decorating the actual pages or the squares very much, because I will do that on each of the days and see, oh, did something happen here that I could find a sticker for? That is what this page will be mostly about. And I will just note down on days when I have meetings or things I'm doing, or if like really soon in June here we were going to vote for and help decide who Sweden will send to the European Parliament. So that's something I will mark in that little spot in the planner page. But after that, my planner pages, or whatever you want to call them, are done. And I'm finally arriving to what I actually want to use this notebook for. I mean, I like making all these setup things, but I bought the notebook to have it as a diary, a journal where I will write daily, um, like today this happened, this is what I'm feeling, this is what I'm doing. That's what I've been doing my entire life. I really feel like that practice grounds me, and I love doing it when I'm in kind of need of venting. I go to my diary and I write all the things. So we're finally there. I made a little dear diary header to get us started, and then I'm just going to be writing the date and start journaling. And that will be the rest of the notebook, except for when the month changes, maybe I'll add in a new like sticker page and decorate a bit, and maybe draw out a new planner for the next month, and maybe do other stuff with lists and whatever I need when I get there. But before I started writing, I just felt like doing some more taping because I'm really enjoying this taping stuff. So I started with adding a border to the bottom of the left page, but then I just kept on going and going and going and adding more and more tapes to this page because I wasn't really intending to doing this. I don't really need another starter page, but I think this could be like what they call inbox, where you add some sticky notes, and actually the pages are so thin, and if you just use washi tape, which is a really thin material, it doesn't bulk up very much, and it really feels nice to touch and to flip through those kind of pages that are just taped. So I'm really glad I did this page, even though it wasn't planned and it is not marked out with little page flags. So this is spontaneous, and that can happen as well. And I think it will happen a lot more as I stop filming and just keep playing in this notebook, which is what I'm really longing for as I finish this. But before we end, let's add in a 2024, because I always think it's really important to write out the year. Because if you flip through a notebook in years to come, you will not remember when you made this. And it might feel like it's somewhere in the 2000s, but I don't know when. And if you have to look for the year, I don't like that. So I want to write it on lots of places, and I always write it on top of my page when I date my journal entries. So let's take a look from the beginning. This is the Stalogy B6, and I've set it all up to be used and journaled in. This is a video that you can check out called Washi Tape End Papers. And then in the first setup video, I made an index, which is like the content, and I left a blank spread for more content pages, and then we made this crazy looking sticker page, very much inspired by Sarah Jane of Messy and Beautiful here on YouTube. She's really shown me the benefits of using your sticker stash. Then we have a book page and more list pages for TV series seen and films that I have watched. I think it says something else in the beginning, so I actually covered the word films to watch or something. It says, yeah, if you watch that video, I'm sure you can spot the mistake, but I wanted it to be movies I've already seen. So added in a girl eating popcorns and a little bit of a Sanrio figure. The film, and yeah, on the film page can continue on the second page there. Then a feel good list that I haven't done yet, but I will write out. A wish list for things I'm considering buying, or maybe even asking someone for. So I will definitely be writing like a gel cover and some vellum for tip-ins in this book, because I've seen so many Salogy ladies using that kind of things. So that's something that I will write on my wish list, and I hope to be able to purchase that. And maybe even a cover, I'm not sure, like a leather cover. That's something I really want to, but I've been looking and I really want a pink one for a B6, and I haven't found it yet. So if you have any suggestions, write them in the comments. Then a couple of pages for projects and ideas, writing ideas, video ideas, handicraft ideas, and such. A future log for the 6 months coming, and that will end the year. And I like how it looks. I will fill it out with just things that might be coming up, and otherwise any like meetings and such I have in my Google Calendar anyway, so I don't need to write that down. A June cover page or intro page that I am absolutely in love with. I think it turned out so cute. I haven't made my trackers when I'm doing this flip through, so we're just skipping that, but I have things to do, like a list of things to check off, and brain dump with things in my brain via DIY postcard swap page and Happy Mail tracker. These are some of my favorite pages. They turned out really cute. Best ideas for business stuff, and things I bought online. And I mean, these are not in the most ultimate correct order. I think they should have been before the June started, because they should be in the beginning of the book, but I just came up with them when I had made a couple of pages. A June calendar with cute weekday stickers, a washi tape page, and then all of these pristine pages with grids of super thin pages that I'm in love with, that I want to journal and fill. And I think that's what I wanted to say with this video. Whatever notebook you're into right now, I'm totally in love with Stalogy, but whatever notebook you have at home, you can use it, you can make it beautiful with the things that you already own. And the most important thing is to not be afraid to mess it up, to just fill the pages with your messy handwriting and your wonky ideas and the tape that you bought 10 years ago that is now in dire need of being used because it's drying out on the roll. So do that, go play, go plan, go have fun, go enjoy your life and your notebook. And I hope this video encouraged you to do that. And if you have any questions about my setup or the notebook or anything at all, just leave them below. I would love some comments on this long video. And thank you so much for watching, giving this video a thumbs up and subscribing. See you soon. Bye for now.